All right, guys. So in this slide, we're going to talk about establishing that paydex score for free. Now, by this time, we've already showed you how to set up the DUNS number for free, right? Giving you the shortcut for that. So now that we showed you how to set up that DNB credit profile, now you're going to learn how to establish this paydex score. So if you recall, a paydex score is what? A dollar weighted average of your accounts that ranges from a score of 1 to 100, and it tells vendors how fast your company pays its invoices. So let's break down the scale. I'm only going to do 80, 90, and 100. All right, so a 100 paydex score pays, if you're 100 paydex, you pay your bills 30 days ahead. If you're a 90 paydex, you pay your invoices 20 days ahead, and if you're 80, excuse the spelling error, paydex, you pay on time. So anything below a 80, say a 50, a 40, a 30, a 20, or 1 to 19, you don't want to be in that category. A 50 is 30 days past due, a 40 paydex score is 60 days past due, a 30-day paydex score, a 30 paydex score is 90 days past due, a 20 paydex score is 120 days past due, and a 1 through 19 is 120 plus days past due. You don't want to do that. So let's talk about the next thing is what we do to establish that DUNS number or that paydex score. All right, and that's very important. So the first thing you want to do is open up a net 30, a credit line with 4 vendors, maybe 5, to even make it even better. But I would say at least 4 vendors that report to Dun & Bradstreet. You may be thinking, well, how do I know which vendors are going to report to Dun & Bradstreet? Don't worry about it, guys. We're going to show you exactly how to find those vendors that report to Dun & Bradstreet. All right? So what you're going to do, step 1, is a very easy 4-step process. You're going to set up a net 30 credit line with 4 vendors that report to Dun & Bradstreet. And then once you do that, you're going to do 4 new businesses, not the same business. We're going to give you 4 new businesses to try to establish business credit. And what you want to do is get net 30 accounts. And they're much easier to obtain when you're a new business with net 30 accounts. Plus, net 30 accounts don't usually require personal guarantees. All right, so this is the solution, what you're going to do to build your business credit if you have challenged credit. You're going to use the net 30 accounts. It doesn't require personal guarantees. But the difference between the net 30 accounts and credit cards is that net 30 accounts are not revolving lines of credit, whereas credit cards are revolving lines of credit. So with net 30 accounts, you have the ability to buy products and services on credit, but you got to pay them off, and it's entirely within 30 days, or depending on what type of terms you get. So step number 2 is you want to buy products from each vendor and have them build them to you. All right, you want them to build them to you, and make sure you don't prepay, guys, because if you prepay it, you're gonna not build any business credit. You're just gonna make them happy by paying early. So wait until you receive the invoice. In step 3, don't make any payments until you receive your invoices, and once you have them, pay the invoices in full 10 to 20 days before the due date. All right, 10 to 20 days before the due date. All right, in step 4, you want to keep track of your DUNS, your DNB profile using eUpdate, and wait for the paydex score to produce in about 30 to 90 days. All right, and then you want to just keep building your business credit. So what happens is vendors will typically report data to the major credit bureaus once a month. So you got to give them some time. With that said, on a one-time payment made in February, probably won't appear until April. And the key is just to be patient and let the process work its magic. And once the payments report, you have a paydex score. And it's really important. So you want to try to avoid applying for credit cards or loans without a paydex score. Let me make note of that. You definitely don't want to do that unless you have a paydex score. So unless you have great personal credit, you want to wait to get that paydex score up and running before you apply for any credit cards or loans without a paydex score. But again, if you got personal credit and you're willing to personally guarantee your credit lines, like I said, it's highly advisable that you do not apply for credit cards or loans before you establish that paydex score. But if you want to do it, you want to do it a little bit faster, you can use your personal credit scores, things like that. So we're going to discuss more about building a strong business foundation so that you know exactly when is the right time to actually try to apply for those credit cards. All right. So don't do anything right now. Just get the paydex score established. Let's get that done first. And then we follow these 4 steps and you'll be good to go.